But as we transition into some of the latest injury updates, I do got to talk about the status of Walker Buehler. Butane is still on the IL. He did not have a great outing in his last rehab start at AAA Oklahoma City. Was it a 3 1/3, 68 pitches, walked a bunch of dudes. And it feels to me like the team, like the front office, Dave Roberts is worried a good bit about Walker Buehler at this point. One of the things that Dave Roberts did say in a recent interview, a recent scrum at Dodger Stadium, he noted, hey, Walker hasn't pitched in a long time, but when you're on the heels of pitching for us, when you're that close to pitching for us, you got to be good too. They've noted, hey, command is an issue for Buehler at this point. Again, if you're walking that many dudes, you're throwing that many pitches in a short amount of time, command appears to be an issue, and it seemingly has been an issue since he started getting off the mound this spring. Because, again, this is not the first time we've heard Dave say this year. Gary A. says, I'd be shocked if Buehler resembles anything close. And, I do worry about that. I think the closer we get to Buehler, and I'm perfectly fine. I think even if he kind of put a gem together at OKC last week, I kind of would have been okay with them giving him one more start, bring him back home off the IL at home at Dodger Stadium against the Braves that first series in May. But you start to worry, like, maybe, this is going to be one of those guys. We see them every once in a while that can't come back, that don't come back from injury, that can't come back from a surgery. Maybe something changed. Maybe he got to in his own head about trying to change mechanics, ease some potential for future injury to that elbow. He admitted, he said he's part of, I forgot what the name of the podcast is, but he's part of a podcast with some baseball dudes where he's mentioned that. Like he did kind of, when you see him, he got bigger, he added weight because, as he said, mass equals velocity, mass equals acceleration, which equals velocity. So he's trying to get some mass behind the ball. He's trying to alter the mechanics a little bit to hopefully keep the elbow from snapping in another 4 or 5 or 6 years or whatever it may be. And you start to worry about that when you start to hear about, good players, good pitchers changing their mechanics to mitigate injury or to hopefully eliminate the potential for future injury. We might not see the same Walker Buehler that we know and love. He might not be Butane as we remembered it, as Gary A. said there. He didn't earn the name of Butane for nothing. Maybe it's not going to be the Butane. Maybe it's going to be like Bic Lighter. I don't know. That's a really bad comparison there, but we'll see. I do think he's got just one more rehab start before he comes back. That rehab start will be, I think it's Thursday. They haven't decided whether or not it's at Single A Rancho or at AAA Oklahoma City. Diane Schroeder, by the way, guys, joining us in the chat. Appreciate you hanging out. She says hit that like button, guys. If you haven't liked, hit that like button. If you want Walker Buehler to not just be back, but to be all the way back. We want all-star Walker Buehler. We want almost Cy Young award-winning Walker Buehler.